Hello everybody, welcome back to Forza Horizon 4 with another rally car build. And, well, election day was yesterday, so it's a good enough time as any to use the Cadillac limousine. Yeah. This, I should note this is only available in a wheel spin. You cannot get it on the... I can't seem to find it on the auction house. I don't see any. I've heard that they're out there, but anytime I search it, they're never available. But, also, you can win it via wheel spin, which is how I got it. So, yeah, it's mental. If this is front wheel drive, it is awesome, I love it. It's one of my favorite cars in this game, I use it all the time. We're first going to put the Forza arrow on it, okay? We're gonna need this. I don't know how it's gonna like the first section. We're gonna go all-wheel drive. It weighs 2.5 tons, which isn't as bad as I was expecting. We're gonna want some rally tires. Biggest tire width is 285s on the front and 285s on the rear. That's not too shabby, actually. I will take that. That's not too shabby at all. We're gonna want rally suspension, and then we're gonna want power. Now we have a lot of engine options. We start off with one of our lowest options, the Viper V10, which is mental. We have the 7-liter Hemi, which is also mental. We have the 6.5-liter V12, which, if you keep the car front-wheel drive, will make it the most powerful front-wheel drive car in the history of Forza, because it has 1,500 horsepower. You would have the quad-rotor racing engine, or you would have the Ferrari F50 GT V12, which I'm gonna go with this one. I know, it doesn't get as much power, it only gets a measly 1,200 horsepower. But I want a racing V12 in my Limo. And it's probably not gonna make it to the top of the class, so I'm just gonna put all that stuff on. Not that it made a bit of difference to the PI. We're going to put the better brakes on. We're definitely going to need those. We're going to need all the handling we can ever get. Yes. I want that weight, and then I want to take out 1,000 pounds, 1,200. Ooh, 1,200 pounds at 846 PI. My rule of thumb is I don't want to race any car that cannot get past 850, because then it's just not fair. It's just not, like, remotely in the same region as these other cars. So I tend not to race them. Turbos, please be good. They're good. 1,122 horsepower. We're not quite going to get to the top of the class, but 1,200 horsepower. V12 Cadillac Limo. It doesn't have any torque, because it is a massive turbocharger. However, this could potentially be absolutely blitzing everything. Okay, our first run with the Limo. I have absolutely no idea. We have no benchmarks for this vehicle. We will have to wait and see. We can redline at 11,000 RPM as we launch off of the line. And, well, we don't have the greatest launch, I will be honest. It's not very dramatic. Mainly because of the incredibly long gears of the Cadillac Limo. For a reason, this car has stupidly long gears, like murderously long gears. But that does help in a way, because it doesn't let you spin the wheels up. Because even though it's all-wheel drive, these cars can sometimes have wheel spin, which does not help matters. And in fact, that was actually a very good section. And since it's big enough and heavy enough, it can plow through these brick walls without losing any time. Oh, brakes. Oh, we're good. Almost missed the braking zone. A little bit of understeer. And the brakes are actually pretty good. I will admit it's lacking a bit of acceleration. It should probably have some better gear ratios, but... you know, yeah, you see, it just doesn't have that initial oomph off the line. I think that's because of the turbo lag. This V12 does have massive turbos producing who knows how much boost. I'm going to take a look at it as we go down the straightaway. But a decent start to the run with a relatively scruffy end, or middle I should say. But this thing gets up to some serious speed and then can actually slow down with that speed, which is probably the most impressive part. Probably the most impressive part. Also, alright, so it can smash through the walls without a problem. It doesn't lose any speed. We're good. Maybe. There we go. Okay, 146. That's not shabby. Sorry, 148. That's not quite as good as I thought it was. But we have room for improvement. That is the most important thing. We have room for improvement. Okay, the Cadillac Limo will have its second attempt now, and I did figure out it has 15 PSI of boost. I did shorten the gear ratios a little bit. First and second gear were shortened. It doesn't seem to make a difference. The gear ratios are just stupidly long, and I don't think it mattered. We'll see though on our second run. Yeah, it didn't matter. It's just the massive turbos. It just has way too much lag on them. Because you get 200 horsepower from the turbos. I think the only thing with more turbo lag was the suit with the Fast and Furious Supra in Horizon 2, which could get 400 horsepower from the turbos, and it basically didn't have any power until about 5,000 RPM, and then everything exploded out of the rear tires. It is a bit oversteery, this limo. It is a bit oversteery sometimes, though. When you go around these corners, 121 miles an hour as you get on the brakes. It's not as bad as I thought a limo would be around here. I will be honest. I was expecting worse. I wanted to keep the revs up, so I was doing a little bit of exuberant driving. No, understeer. That corner is nasty because you want to hit the curb, but if you hit the curb, you get bounced off of it, if you will. You bounce off of it, and then you just go wide. And it's very annoying because you want to get that nice apex, but the apex is on a curb. Which is why I'm a very mean track creator. Let's try and get this section a little smoother. Maybe not as much. There we go. That looks a bit better. Straight line it. Much better. Nope. Actually, I think it was worse. I think it was worse, actually. Yeah, it was worse. I don't understand that. It must have been a fantastic first sector. And for the first run, that's interesting. We've not had that before, because that was a clean run. It just wasn't a very quick run. That's real interesting. Okay, final attempt to go any faster than the first run, which has never happened in this series before. So this will be interesting for the limo. Can it beat a 148.6. I think that's what it was. 148.6. Ready? Get the revs up, ready. I mean, it was a better launch. We stayed above 5,000 RPM, but it just doesn't have the get-go. I'm thinking the Viper V10 might have been a slightly better option for this vehicle. I will be honest. That might have been a slightly better option. Because it doesn't have the turbo problem. This thing, it just cannot cope. Oh, that's not good. I don't know if that was faster. Probably isn't. That definitely isn't. Probably missed checkpoint. Like an idiot. Look at that speed. That's 88 miles an hour. That's fast enough to time travel going around that corner. And we're in a bloody limo. Hard on the brakes, thank you. That was very close to that stone wall, which isn't destructible, unlike everything else on this planet. That stone wall, I can imagine it'll claim many lives Turn. Oh, it doesn't turn. There we go. Now it's a better run here. Now, make this corner. Yes. We didn't get any understeer. We didn't hit the curb. That was a good run through this section here. Okay. There we go. Look at that. That was brilliant. Ow. That was not brilliant. Damn it. That's disappointing. Well, I am slightly disappointed in myself there. The first run will definitely be the fastest now when I hit a freaking wall like an idiot, and now it's going so well. It was going so very well. But I got greedy. I cut the corner too much, and that would be the end of it. I'm very disappointed in myself there. Yeah, 156. Yikes. Okay. Well, now I have to see where that 138, or that 148 puts the time. Fortunately, the Cadillac Limo's time of 148.735 will be the fastest time of the day. First time that we have had a car be fastest on its first stage. Not helped by me crashing into a wall like an idiot on the final stage. I'm not sure that would have been fast. We didn't have the best first sector. We had a very good middle sector. But we will never know if that was faster. And as a result, the 148 is in last place. It is kind of to be expected considering the nature. It's a limo, guys. It's a limo. I don't really know what we were expecting with something that weighed 2 tons and was longer than a city bus. But it did not fare too well, unfortunately. I think it was mainly due to the turbos. It just didn't have the oomph out of the corners. It just didn't have any power in the low RPMs. And since it is a very technical middle and end section, not very high speed based, it just can't get going in time. And it struggles. It struggles a lot. Combine that with the weight and the size being a massive problem. Yeah, I can kind of see why it's in last place. I was hoping for a little bit better. But that is just what has to happen occasionally. You just don't always build the best car. Try as you might. But that is going to be it for this episode of Forza Horizon 4. We'll be back with more.